What Markiplier has done with his film Iron Lung is significant. He's the third YouTuber that I'm even aware of that has now made a movie that's made money. Of course, we know about Chris Stuckman's film that was profitable, mainly because it was made on a Kickstarter for which you earn the money, you raise the money. There's no equity you need to give away. And that movie came out, was made for very little money, and it was a profit. The brothers who made Bring Her Back, now on their second film, came from YouTube. And they achieved the impossible. Again, a profitable movie. Whatever you think of the movie Iron Lung, maybe you're not a horror fan. It's also a specific type of horror. It all takes place in one location. Set aside everything, your opinion about the film itself. The achievement to be in the top 10 box office and make a profitable movie. This is a trend that needs to continue. So in the last 1 year, one calendar year, we've had 3 YouTubers, 3 make movies that made money. And he spoke recently. I have a clip here we can take a look at of him talking about the challenges of, working in traditional film. Obviously, YouTubers, they get experience in creating content. I'm going to start. This thing is queued up here. So this is from his channel. Let me share it with you here, and let's hear what he has to say. And I got to hand it to him.
69.
Huge achievement. I still say he could play Keanu Reeves' brother in a movie.
His chubbier brother, yes.
What? Yeah, well, whatever. I'm just saying, let's hear what he has to say here in this clip.
That is largely because I think that there is a fundamental problem in terms of making things like this that get in the way of people making things like this. And it's part of this industry that, many great things have come out. I'm never trying to disparage the movie industry as a whole, but I will disparage the movie industry as a whole because I'm a jackass who's stepping into this acting like I know things, but I kind of know things a little bit here.
I think he's referring to how stupid the industry is. Mm-hmm. Like when you realize so many things about this industry are smoke and mirrors, whether it be some awards event or how people are paid or how much people are paid. You're looking at this industry like going for your dream. I'm going to go for my dream. Okay. Go for my dream. And I'm going to sell that script and make a lot of money. There are so many narratives about this industry that are complete lies that attract people that if they knew the truth, they would never attempt it. It's foolish to go out and make an indie movie thinking, even as much as Markiplier has had success, even he would tell you getting there, people who have succeeded make it look easy. Anyways, he continues here.
So get ready for me to disparage the entire movie industry as a whole. It's so disjointed. It's so partitioned. It's so separated. It's so multiple islands trying to control everything at once. As much as they like to harp on about like, oh, there's a cohesive vision and a director there. There's nothing people like more to do than to squash that vision at every turn possible. And I'm not talking like this movie had amazingly talented people on it. I'm not talking about the crew or anything like that. I'm talking about in general. There is this.
He did have look, again, Iron Lung is not going to be for everybody, but he carried through his vision. and kudos to him for sticking to it. And it's a challenge to make a one location feature length movie, and it's over 2 hours. So I gave my review, looked that up. Never, for me, I was never bored. I was confused as information was just eked out. And I'm told the movie gives actually more info about a lot of what's going on than even the game. And part of it is they don't tell you what's going on, and that makes it all the more mysterious and creepy. So if you have any comments, Alan, please stop me. But
I think to his point, and we talk about it constantly, but for some reason in everyone's mind is somehow Hollywood has become the gatekeeper of making movies, and that you can't make a movie unless you do it through Hollywood or unless you have some big studio doing it. And the reality is you don't need Hollywood. You know, he made a movie on his own. He got distribution on his own. You do not need Hollywood. Good luck, have fun, don't die. No studio involvement. Every dollar of your ticket goes right to Gore Verbinski and Blair Cliff Entertainment. That is where, quite frankly, I hope the trend is going, is that Hollywood makes less and independent filmmakers make more, and we can go to theaters and see those movies.
And what I want to add, what Markiplier represents is that there is no barrier to entry to being an indie filmmaker and releasing your movie. And because Hollywood continues to fail, there is an opportunity for indies to directly approach the chains, the Regals, the AMCs, the Draft House, with a film during a window where they may be a lapse in quality Hollywood movies like a Jan or a Feb, to put your movie out. Fathom Events is taking advantage of that. Angel Studios is taking advantage, and Markiplier's company is doing that. Back to more of what he has to say.
General acceptance, this wide understanding that this is the way things are and this is the way things must be, because this is how it's always been done.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it this way, then it'll never be anything worth anything. It's gatekeeping to an elitist level, like an elitist.
I love how he made my point.
And admittedly, it is a very difficult thing. But I want to reiterate, as everyone seems to have forgotten, I am an Emmy-nominated creator. I have made things. I have made many things before. I was at the Emmys for a thing I made. I didn't win, but I was there. But it's
well, it probably knows now how award shows are bullshit. All award shows are bullshit. Except Award This. That's the only one.
That's the only genuine award show.
Well, I'd say with it, Award This is actually more fun.
Yeah.
We should maybe Markiplier will be a nominee. You never know. I hear he lives in Arcadia, which is like right next to where I live.
Yeah, only 2 hours from the Frida Cinema.
Well, no, I live close to Arcadia. I'm saying I might have run into him at the Santa Anita AMC, where his movie is playing, by the way. But again, you hear people complain like Hollywood, they're not diversity, inclusion. Indie film has always been diverse and inclusive because anyone can do it. And rather than complain, you can just make something. Anyways, I like a lot of what he has to say, but here we go.
It's one of those things where it doesn't mean anything, right? It doesn't mean anything. But I don't care that it doesn't mean anything. So I'm not going to let that stop me. I never meant anything in the first place. When I started YouTube, I didn't mean a goddamn thing to nothing. I don't think I mean much of shit right now. I'm still going to make it. I'm still going to make things to the best of my ability. And what I've done over the past...
I like that he's kind of... He's self-aware and humble with a wink. And he did the hard work to get where he is and earn that success. Anyway,
well, he could have failed miserably.
he also could have failed.
Yeah,
he also could have failed. It's all right. I think that's the for the amount of money the movie was made for, even if it didn't open in theaters and make money, he would have made his money back international. Just a streaming deal, a Blu-ray, a VOD release, he would have made that money back. $3 million budget, he would have done fine. So, all right, let's continue here.
Past few years is try to build out the infrastructure, because I want to keep doing this and I want to keep making more things, and I want to enable the people that I know and care about to be able to make the things that they want to make. I want to kind of try to build some kind of a road forward here. I've been building the infrastructure so that it will be not only easier to do this, but I will not even have to deal with the people that are obstructionist to the process, because it doesn't matter. Because it doesn't matter what anybody who says otherwise thinks or does. It doesn't matter at all. And I think that one of the cool things about this is that, like, what we're seeing with the movie theaters is kind of indicative of that. There is a want to go see movies. There is a yearning to go see them. There is, and the business can work. But for some reason, everyone in this industry thinks that a movie needs to cost $200 million and needs to be XYZ and BCA and whatever. It's absurd. And I've never cared before. So why am I going to stop now? Because other people say no. So I'm not gonna. And one of the things that I discovered is, it's broken in more than one ways, because say someone does make something, right? Because the technology is there for pretty much anybody.
He's talking about how screwed up this industry is, which is something we talk about all the time. It's the business model is broken and unsustainable.
And they lean into it. They constantly
yes, but the thing is, indie film always reinvents that model. Is always being reinvented, and then Hollywood will actually steal from Marvel movies. The early Marvel movies, you know, the ones you still like, were built by mostly indie filmmakers. Jon Favreau came from indie film. His movie Swingers premiered at the Telluride Film Festival in the late 90s. James Gunn came from indie film. Almost all the people who made the early Marvel movies came from indie or had an indie spirit. They were not Hollywood directors, because Marvel really couldn't afford Hollywood directors.
Yeah. We should call it the Paramount Marvel movies.
The Paramount Marvel. Yeah. Anyways, a little bit more here, and then we'll put a link to the description for this whole commentary from him.
To make what they want to make to differing levels of qualities. Like for things that are bigger, you do need more people. You need people with multiple talents. I have a lot of skills myself, but I do not have all the skills to be able to carry every part of this all the way. I don't think I ever would. I don't think I ever should. But when you have, let's say you have a group of people that have made something like this and they have a product, but you know, what if they don't have a YouTube channel, or they don't have an audience that wants to see it or has heard about it or got excited about it and requested it? They have to go through the traditional system, and the traditional system is fundamentally broken because they take it, all of it. Like that's the reality of some of the deals that have come across my desk in terms of looking into the traditional means of getting this movie out there. Is they want all of it.
So the thing is, some of the best deals you can make are the ones where you say no. And I guarantee, in order to succeed, a lot of people said no to a lot of things. If you know anything about the making of the original Star Wars, George Lucas said no a lot. It's making things on your own terms and sticking to your guns and saying no. So, and it's not, you can easily say, well, he brought his huge audience. Maybe, but I've seen a lot of movies that cast YouTubers that weren't huge successes. Just because someone has social media cred and a big following, that following doesn't necessarily follow you from one medium to another. It's not a guarantee.
You get a pittance. Like, it's not even about the money. It's about, that's my thing. You didn't make that. You had nothing to do with making that. What are you talking about? That's so weird that you would come in here and say, I have the keys to the kingdom. Look at all my success, burning buildings behind them. Look at all of my golden road to movie glory. Piles of poop and trash everywhere. And so it's just, it's nearly absurd to think about, but that is the reality of some of these the choices, if you can even call it that, the choices that come out there.
Stop for a second.
And
yeah. I mean, I think he's talking about distribution here, or the fact that, we're telling indie filmmakers, make your movie, and as you say, be willing to say no, because there are wolves out there who will take your movie and you'll show you nothing in return. There are companies that will distribute your movie and do zero advertising. And so, you've just given over your film and no one's seeing it because, they won't advertise it and they expect you to advertise it. You've just got to get smart about things and realize that, the conversations I had at least 5 conversations at Award This with filmmakers, and they were all, I'm right now selling my movie or marketing my movie. And sadly, that's the reality. You make the movie and then you have to promote the movie. You just can't just make the movie. And I think he's speaking to that there. And there are wolves out there who will rob you blind, delivering on a promise that your movie will be seen by everybody.
100%. I can't tell you how many filmmakers I've spoken to who made bad deals. Mm-hmm. The way to not make a bad deal is say no. Do it on your terms.
Yeah.
I know.
And look at the details of the deal.
Right.
Don't get desperate to where you'll sign anything.
But anyways, this is a very good, it's not an interview. It's him just talking about, how he got to where he is and sort of self-awareness about the process and whatnot. But let's just finish it out. And I just wanted people to see this. You can watch the whole thing. This is part of where he addresses this, but let's finish this out here real quick.
Then this week is kind of a funny thing about it is because you got the announcement that Warner Brothers being sold potentially. I don't know if it's going to go through or not, but being sold to Netflix for like some $80 billion. And the crazy thing was, I was just at Warner Brothers. I was just at their sound mixing stage, like the week before. I was just there. I know it doesn't mean like all of a sudden everyone Netflix came in and was like, throw all this shit out of here, put a big N everywhere. But I was just there. That didn't make any sense to me, right? So suddenly, it's just such a weird coincidence that all these things are happening there. Yeah.
There you go. We're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it there. Check it out. We'll put a link in the description. It's open invitation to Markiplier to come here and talk to us. I don't know, a small little YouTube channel like Film Threat, but I applaud his success. There's a lot of people are going to see the movie. It's not going to be for them. I don't think it's necessarily for you, Alan. You're not a horror fan.
No, I'm not.
But the achievement is so important. So I want people to be inspired by his success and then do your own thing. Because again, those people, it's usually in traditional Hollywood, that are constantly complaining. I didn't get hired because I'm this. I didn't get hired. You know what? You might not be talented. You might not be. You might not be talented in that area. That's okay. Filmmaking is a team sport. Hire the people that complement your weaknesses. If the people are closing doors that are in Hollywood, there's an indie film, there is always an open door. And so I love seeing more and more of these stories like Markiplier, like Stuckman. Love it. I love it. I want to see more people succeed on this level.
Yeah. I'll say this to everybody. You have 1 year. If we're right and there's going to be another strike from the writers and the actors, you have 1 year as indie filmmakers to get your act together and be prepared for when that strike happens, to have your film ready to go. And you have quite a bit of leverage. In fact, more leverage than you think you have. I think if Hollywood goes on strike again, I would just say good. Just destroy the whole system, because
it's the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah,
That's it.
because you're gonna tear down the importance that the movie studios have, and B, the other thing is the unions. I think the unions are in trouble now if they go on strike as well, and that's another way in which you can rethink how movies are made. And so just be prepared. Now, if it looks like we're heading to a strike, be prepared. Strike while the iron is hot.
And it's only going to accelerate AI. It's only going to accelerate it.